It's another research type we call descriptive research, and this is got more elements of an applied research. In this descriptive research, you can actually look at this example. Consumers who buy V8 Magna Executive, so this is a car type, okay? V8. V8 is, I think you know, is engine capacity. Okay, that's a very fast car. Not like Ferrari level. Ferraris, I think it's about V12 or V16. I forgot. V8 is in Hong Kong. You have V8 cars. I think you have. You have Ferraris here for sure. A lot of Ferraris in Hong Kong. It's actually faster than a normal car. So it's a Mitsubishi company in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong also this car is available, but you don't use the same name. You're using a different name. Okay, right. So in descriptive research, what you're doing is that you're going to identify the target market to put a car, and then so to identify when you identify the target market, you identify the characteristics of that target market, and then once you identify the characteristics of that target market, you will know who might prefer a car of this nature. So you're basically doing a match of characteristic of a car with a characteristic of a target market. So you get this, cross match. Now, in case of this one, live in larger cities with overpopulation of 2 million. So this is a simple characteristic. Larger cities, when you say larger cities, that actually means that it takes time to go from one end to the other end. You know, in Hong Kong, this is certainly useless because the whole Hong Kong you can drive from maybe 2 hours, one round. You know, but it's certainly not the case a big city like Melbourne. You know, I mean, from one end to the other end, you drive maybe about 2 hours, but when you drive 2 hours, it is not like you are driving 2 hours in Hong Kong. That's like about 400 kilometers at least. This is highways and we call freeways basically. So larger cities. Why it is larger cities? Because don't forget it's V8. You can't drive V8 in normal roads because you need highways to drive that way. And 60% live on coastal line. That actually gives you another idea as well. People who live in coastal line are generally considered rich. Sea view houses they have, you know, and so that actually gives you another idea that this car can't be cheap too. Not too expensive, but it's not the cheap cars. More than 80% live on the southern coast. This is again an example of we're talking about Melbourne, and that's again gives an idea that this again rich area. They are rich, and age range 18 to 35 and 45 to 54 is 30. It also gives you an idea as well. Age 18 to 34, 50%, and 45 to 54, 30%. It gives you an idea as well, because this group is generally considered not too old. This is of course young, and this is also considered a little bit of not too old group. So that means those who like excitement, driving fast. And more than 80% male. That again gives you an idea that generally male drivers tend to drive faster than female drivers. And that again fits with the characteristics of the car, which is V8. Right. this is again a descriptive research where you mix and match the characteristics of a certain target market together with the characteristics of the car. And generally speaking, a descriptive research may not be something that you would like to use in your dissertation or in the proposal. The reason is that, again, you will find it difficult to meet the word requirement. You can't write a long essay on a descriptive research unless you overkill it, which is not going to be helpful. You know your research proposal is about 1,500 words. That's not, for a research proposal it is okay, but beyond research proposal you'll find it difficult to go through certain areas. So descriptive research, good to know as a, for the knowledge purpose, but I don't really think that it can be useful for your dissertation. Oops. Causal research. Now this is again a type of applied research, or it can be actually basic research as well, depends on how you design the research question. And it is quite commonly used type. And it's been quite being used in most of the places. Now it actually talk about the cause and effect relationship of two or more concepts. Now you can see that training and productivity, nationality and productivity, and so on. So this is, for example, you can design a research question based on the case one, like how training could benefit an organization to enhance the productivity of its workers. Now this is a research question. Now, this research question is actually based on these two concepts, training and productivity. There are two concepts and its relationship. Now a research question like that can be an applied research question because it is not too difficult to analyze, and you can actually use a lot of practical data, and you can engage in a lot of interviews, and you can measure the performance of the staff and match the performance with the findings of the interviews. So you can do a lot of ways to analyze the effectiveness of the training programs and how it can affect the productivity. So yeah, so this is it's a causal research that has a lot of elements of applied research. And second example, nationality and productivity. That actually can be a very interesting topic as well. There are a lot of areas, there are a lot of researches actually conducted in this area. For example, one of the UN organizations, I actually forgot which organization it is, they actually conducted this nationality, the scale of productivity of different nationalities. And so it's quite high when it comes to the productivity side. Now, for example, Japan usually, I think for a few years, they've come number one in the productivity scale. And well, Australia is considered a very lazy nationality. But they haven't done that. They are not in first 10, not even first 20 as well, but I think they are still in a good range, although they carry the tag as a lazy people. And places like India, they are in the other side of the spectrum, and even China. Productivity is not very high. So it's and there are a lot of research going on the why certain nations their productivity is quite low. Like for example, in India, there are a lot of researches conducted by different agencies to find this out, and there are various reasons they found out. One of the reasons they found out actually was that it's the weather. This is one issue that makes them lazy. The food habits, the food types that they eat, probably maybe curry makes them sleepy, I don't know, or eating too much rice, I don't know. So that actually makes them quite not that productive too. So causal research is a type that you can actually use in your research too. Right, experimental research. Experimental research is a type that is good to learn for the knowledge purpose, but it's certainly not a type that you can use for your dissertation. Because these researches are generally conducted by scientists for very specific purposes. You need to have laboratories, you need to have a lot of equipments, and you need to be able to control the environment and to conduct things. These days I've seen that on TV sometimes, even in the outer space, they conduct a lot of researches, how the plants grow in the space, or how this medicine works in space. So these kind of researches are actually coming under experimental research, which unfortunately you won't be able to do it because it's very expensive and very, very time consuming. Okay, so we conduct researches for most of the reasons. I think I have to tell you one thing. We probably need to have another seminar again, because the area we need to cover is quite vast. We probably need to meet again for your benefit. I'll have to talk with them and see how we can arrange another session before we go to the other one. Right. Okay. The managerial value of business research. Now, we know that the research actually means search again, and we also know that we need why we need to have research is because we need to find certain things that are unknown to us. Now, when you are talking about what is the biggest problem in decision making, particularly in businesses, is mainly uncertainty. Uncertainty is the biggest problem that we come across, and sometimes this uncertainty is based on your customers. You're not sure whether they will like your product, or you're not sure whether they're going to how they're going to react when you're doing some changes and modifications. That creates uncertainty. And then also you have issues of uncertainty when it comes to when you're dealing with your suppliers. It's not only the selling side, it's even the buying side you have this uncertainty. Sometimes you're not really sure how the weather patterns work, whether the product can consistently come to your warehouses. So because we are in a changing world. So all these things come into effect. So that's why when you're talking about this managerial value of business research is mainly to reduce. I'm not saying to eliminate, because you can never eliminate uncertainty. If you can do that, then it is bingo. Because it's not possible to do that. It's to reduce the degree of uncertainty. That's what we are doing. I think you know this company, right? Mrs. Field Cookies. They have a lot of branches in Hong Kong, mostly in MTRs, MTR stations. When you walk past by, it smells very nice, and one biscuit I think got like about half the daily calorie requirement. But still it's so tasty, so you can't stop eating that. So yeah, this organ, I think you know a little bit about this one, right? This company is a US-based company, started some time back, and it's not very successful like Coca-Cola or KFC or something, but it's a company that has substantial success in Hong Kong and elsewhere. The biggest, the speciality of this company is that their cookies are made fresh.